Greetings to all of you, wherever you are, in this beautiful world, which sometimes it's not as beautiful as we wish it to be. Well, this week has been one of those weeks that, regardless of all the beauties that could be surrounding us, we may be engulfed by rage. Rage about inhumanity. Rage about how our rights are being jeopardized or how our livelihood is threatened. Rage is an elevated version of anger. As we spoke about anger, anger is relatively a normal way of reacting. Unfortunately, it's not very productive. But then again, if we understand how to manage anger, we can put it to some use and have communication, figure out how we can resolve situations and move forward in life with less of confrontation. But when this anger is going on for a long time and it's triggered more and more and more through different events and through different actions that are happening around us, then imagine what happens. Well, all of this frustration and discomfort builds up more and more to a point that it becomes an explosive part of ourselves. And then with the smallest of force, it could be erupting, just like a volcano. An earthquake can raise a volcano to its highest level. But then, as human beings, we are not much different from the nature that we live in. A tornado is the higher level of a wind. And if anger is the wind that comes through us, then tornado is rage. And avoiding this rage is almost impossible if we haven't worked through the process of it being built. So if we haven't been aware of our anger or the levels of our frustration or how we are uncomfortable in our surrounding with our people around us, with our work, with our finances, with our relationships, with our ways that we're being treated, all of these are adding up to a point of explosion that is like a red zone. You know, People who are rageful, you can see that they really turn red, and this red is almost purplish color. It's so strong that it could be destructive at any second. Well, I'm sorry to say that at this time we are living in an environment that this rage has becoming more of a phenomenon from many people who are around us and are affecting our comfort, our peace of mind. Even though we could be sitting in our social isolations and within our work limitations, within our family units, still we are influenced by what's going on around us. And then now imagine if I've been dealing with anger for many years, if you've been dealing with anger for many years, then this anger is now becoming my rage, your rage, and then we can be joining these forces of rage, and then we can be out there and breaking things, destroying things, and you know, uh, unfortunately, breaking the laws. My hope is that by understanding where we are now, we can de-escalate. We can see that, okay, you know what, a lot has happened that has brought this anger to me to this point, but then how can I benefit from this if I just stay in this rageful or violent state? It's not going to help us. And we need to back off, back away, find more peaceful solutions. I don't want to be sounding political, but regardless of my beliefs, we can see that the authorities, especially at the highest level, do not show enough empathy towards the pain of people. And empathy is one of those things that can help the rage to calm down. Because even if I'm in the most rageful position, if your empathy is shown to me and I understand that you're not wishing me ill, you're not going to destroy me, you're not going to be against me, I may de escalate from my situation. So, first of all, we need empathy. Okay. let's have empathy for people who are in pain. Let's have empathy for the ones who are going to the streets and looting stores. Okay, I know it's a tough sell because definitely breaking the law does not deserve acknowledgement. However, empathy is with the pain that these people are suffering, the fears that they have, the frustrations that they've been going through, right? So these frustrations have come to this point, but if we can recognize their frustrations, it really means something. Yesterday I just was in a place that somebody reminded me, we are condemning all these looting, which is very truthful, but at the same time we have very powerful people in our communities. We have, unfortunately, banks and financial institutions that are looting the government treasuries, and they're taking a lot of money that doesn't even belong to them, and it's just being printed money that's at their disposal. And we have people who are in different positions that are using or abusing the system, and they're looting whatever financial security that could be for more people, just putting in their pockets. So unfortunately, in the last many years, we have not been able to see justice served. We have seen more division, more frustration, more anger on both sides of the spectrum. Even the haves are angry with the not haves, and the not haves are angry with the haves. So regardless of what side of this spectrum you're in, anger and rage is very, very palpable on both sides, and we would like to de-escalate from that. So let's bring it first from the level of violence and rage into the level of anger and understanding that we're angry. Okay, so take a deep breath and realize that, yes, I feel angry. What is my anger about? Now I need to go into my feelings. My feelings are, I feel neglected, I feel disappointed, I feel unheard, I feel injustice against, I feel uncomfortable, I feel worried. A lot of feelings are there that need realization. What do we do next? After we understand the feelings, let's go to our brain. Let's think about it. Okay. What am I going to do about this feeling? Okay. If I feel neglected, can I be neglected forever? No, it's just going to make me feel worse. But how do I get recognition? Well, we have power in this country, and that is voting. So let me apply my abilities in my voting and find out, support people who are aligned with my thought process, who are supportive of my visions, and let's stand behind them and let's vote for them. Okay, that's a thinking process that can calm down some of this rage and violence and bring us to a place that we can make better decisions. Remember, making those responsible choices are the only ways that we can de-escalate from a trigger point of being angry and violent. So after I think about my feelings, I would process what these feelings are about and how I can, if they're bad feelings, negative feelings, how I can turn them into neutral or positive feelings. Or if they are positive feelings, if I'm happy with something, if I'm content with something, then how I can make more of this. So I'm certain that you can find areas that you still feel good about. Okay, so maybe you can bring some of your focus about the areas that is working for you or that is positive in your way, and then we can balance ourselves more. Our work is always about balance, and as long as I'm here with you and talking to you about whatever feelings that are coming up, my hope for you is that you can find balance in what you do, in what you process, and in what you achieve. Okay, and getting to this balance when we are in that red zone, in that rageful position, it's very difficult because we're definitely out of balance in that point. So de-escalating and bringing ourselves back to this central position is the key. I have some more points for you about how we can deal with rage and anger, and I'll be glad to be sharing them with you today to emphasize on our capability to de-escalate from ragefulness. Okay. And one more time, as like every program, I would like to emphasize on the importance of being balanced. At Willow Wellbeing, our position of balance is what has kept us in our ways to be protective and successful about what's going on in our own personal lives, in our workplace, in our relationships, in our communities, in our environment, in our spiritual beliefs, and in our financial position. Everything that we do at the Willow Wellbeing is about balance, and I'm inviting you to be a community member of Willow Wellbeing. Balancing the Wheel is the book that I have out there, and you're more than welcome to take a look at the practices that can de-escalate the anger and rage by you understanding yourself in a way that is productive, not destructive. Well, for today, these ways that I'm sharing with you is relatively simple. Okay. Number one, we already talked about breathing and all of that, so I'm not going to repeat that again. If you have not heard the last program, which was about anger, I spoke about the breathing one more time. The breathing techniques are all on my website, drsadiq.com, and then you can take a look there. Road rage is another way that we can explain this rage. You know, when you see people behind the wheels of their cars and they are attacking other cars or they just cutting through, that is the way that they're showing the rage that inside of them. And if you use that example for de-escalating, maybe more people can benefit from understanding how rage is affecting us and how we can de-escalate to normal people, to people who are driving carefully in the lanes of life. Number one, as I said, is think before you speaking. Before you're reacting, you need to process the feeling and think about what's going on for you. Without your feeling, the thoughts are not going to be helpful, but then you need to think about what's going on. Where are you at this position? Remember, the feelings are your location. And when you are feeling your feelings, then your satellite, your brain can tell you what your next step is, where to move towards. And this way, you can take steps that are deliberate and successful. So think before you react. Reaction is not going to help. Thoughtfulness, mindfulness is the key to resolving situation. Number two, once you're calm, then you can express what has happened to you, what injustice you're suffering from. Write it down. Talk about it. Announce it. Don't be afraid of sharing it with other people. Just let others know how frustrated or how unhappy, how disconnected, how disappointed you are. Okay? This is the way that we can process our feelings, by discussing them, by being aware of what's happening and being able to communicate them. So communication is a very important part of de-escalating rage and violence, because often enough we have decided or we have figured out that communication is not useful, and the only way that I have left is to be destructive, which is not going to be getting us much anyways. And then before we can create any positive outcome, we've already broken everything else and nothing exists to even enjoy. Number three, if you are someone who are feeling rageful at times, just like the driver who is having road rage, I highly recommend physical exercises. Okay, if you get yourself out in the open in a gym, although gyms are closed right now, but in your bedroom, in your balconies, in your yard, on the street, wherever that you can, get some physical exercise. Jump rope, I don't know, punch a bag, do some jogging, bicycling, swimming, whatever that you can do. I'm sure you can find some form of physicality that you can express your body and the unrest that's inside of your body. So use that energy not to be destructive. Use it in training your physicality, in being more organized through exercising. Exercising is one really good way of relieving anger, anxiety, pain, even depression. So the first thing that you may do is to go out and figure out what you can do with yourself in a physical form that you can let go of some of the tension instead of going out and being destructive. Take a time out. You know, we deserve rest. We deserve comfort. So once you're frustrated, once you're under pressure, once you're stressed out, understand that your body, your mind is telling you that you need to take a break. Find yourself a quiet and calm place. Rest a little bit, even if it's watching TV, not the news, not something that's triggering you more, something very benign, something like, I don't know, a food channel or a real estate, something that is not emotionally effective, something that's joyful, listening to music, reading a book, just, getting some sun on the balcony. So whatever that is, that to take a time out for you means take a break, take a time out, and then let time heal your pain. You need some form of a resting position amid all the turmoil, frustrations that's going on around you. If you stay restless within all of these commotions, then imagine what will be happening to you. You become more triggered, more angry, and more rageful. So resting is really important. Identify solutions. We spoke about that a little bit. Figure out, how can I take steps that this feeling, this way of being, this injustice, this atrocity is going to be diminished. So as a citizen, what is it that I can do? In my relationship, what is it that I can do? In my workplace, what is it that I can do to de-escalate the situation? Maybe I can show a gesture of love. Maybe I can bring some token of appreciation. Maybe I can spend some quality time with someone. Maybe I can just give a loving touch, empathic touch to someone. One of these visions that was helpful for many people in this commotions and the riot was the scene of the police officer and the protester hugging each other, being in each other's arms, and giving each other that love and comfort. That's a solution. We can be embracing each other as a solution rather than going against each other. So find the best way that you can resolve the conflict if you can. One thing that we have been talking about regularly has been I statements. How I feel. So those feelings need to be in the format of an I statement. I feel unpleasantly surprised. I feel disappointed. I feel disregarded. I feel. So you take responsibility for your feelings. Often enough, we don't do this. Instead, what do we say? You make me feel uncomfortable. You make me feel disappointed. You make me feel angry. Okay? The feeling is yours. Anger is yours. Disappointment is yours. The other person only is triggering what's inside of you. So take ownership of your feelings instead of blaming people for your feelings. Okay? So I statements are really important. Make sure, especially in relationship. Often enough, we forget these I statements and we consistently accusing our partners, our significant others for evoking certain feelings inside of us without taking ownership or responsibility for how we feel. I statements are beginning with an I. I feel this way. Holding grudges is another way that we escalate rage and violence. So if I keep on remembering what has happened to me, in the hope that by remembering I don't let this to happen to me anymore, guess what happens? Not only things are not going to be resolved, even if there is any possibility for resolution, as long as you're holding a grudge and you're not showing any trust, you're not showing any way of letting go, forgiveness, things are not going to be better. So we need to step back a little bit. We need to let go a little bit before finding the solutions and how we can do things. Holding a grudge means that I'm not letting go. I'm just holding tight to whatever that's making me uncomfortable. And imagine it is like, I have been attacked by a dog, and now instead of distancing from the dog, I'm holding the dog biting me, okay? Which is not going to be helpful. If I'm having a painful position by an instrument that is kind of making my body suffer, like a being beaten up by something, imagine that this beating up can continue if you don't let go. You need to find a distance. You need to disengage. Okay? And that disengagement is not holding a grudge even after that, trying to find out what I can do to bring peace and comfort. On the next level, we use humor. Okay? Sometimes just being funny, being ridiculous, being just, unreasonably laughing about things may bring some sort of a relaxation or de-escalation. So, as I said last time, find something funny in the situation. Point out to something that makes you, even smile a little bit. When you smile, what happens is, with the muscles in the position of your smile, your body goes into a relaxation point. Okay, so smiling is really a healing process. I highly suggest that even when you're upset and angry, maybe bring a little bit of a smile if you can. It would be very helpful. So think about that. See if you can try that, and maybe it can be useful to you. Practice relaxation and mindfulness. So, which in other words is learn how to meditate, learn how to have a part of your mind, actually your reptilian brain, to be aligned with the rest of your body in a position of not being engaged. Okay. So when we are in meditational states, in that point, our vibration is not engaged and we're just being. Okay, we're not disconnected, but we're only connected with the positivity. So if you can create that way by learning how to meditate. Meditation has many different ways. One of them is to using your five senses in your breathing. When you breathe, pay attention to your sense of smell, sense of taste, your sense of touch, how it touches you, sense of hearing the breath, sense of understanding how this breath is affecting your skin. So when you're in touch with that sensation of the breathing, that would eventually take you to a state of mind that is more mindful and more meditative. There are many different ways, and you're more than welcome to contact me to learn more about it. There are some exercises in my book, Balancing the Wheel, and you can use them in our online courses. And the last one is seeking help. There is always help out there. If you feel violent, if you feel raged, if you feel angry, there are always people who can be of support, including myself and my wife, Coach Bonnie. We are dedicated at Willow Wellbeing to bring balance and harmony to anyone who seeks this balance and harmony. So by going to our website, willowwellbeing.com, you can see that there are so many different ways that this balance can be found. You can take the test, the wheel test, and understand where are the components of discomfort, where are the imbalances. And if you choose us to be of your help, contact us. Become a member of our community where we are talking every day about the issues that are facing us. We are supportive of each other in this community, and by giving you videos, audios, contents, and many different programs, we're more than glad to raise that awareness to a more meditative mindset, to a more harmless and more positive attitude in life. Staying with balance is a requirement of a happy, healthy, and successful life. And we have figured that out through years of practice as a psychologist, as a life coach. We have learned how to create this balance. And in my book, Balancing the Wheel, we have put these in action by giving you tools. There is an audio version of the book that you're more than welcome to obtain at audiobooks.com. And if you would like to talk to me about any of the discomforts that you have, I have a 15-minute free consultation when you contact me, and I'll be more than glad to have that time with you and give you guidance, direction to any destination that you would like your life to be headed. My goal and my hope in this process is being there with you all along the way. More than welcome to contact me and Coach Bonnie at willowellbeing.com and figure out how you can let go of the negative feelings and build positive feelings. Until our next program, I wish you the best and hope that you can join us at Willow Wellbeing, especially becoming a community member at Will Select. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Have a beautiful day. Raise your vibration and re-engage with life. Find balance and reconnect with joy. Your vehicle is balancing the wheel, and we're here to support you in becoming more happier, healthier, and successful. willowwellbeing.com or drsadiq.com.
Do you have viruses or malware warnings? Have a problem with your computer and need help? 24 hours, 7 days. Computer Emergency Services. Convenience and savings at your fingertips. Download our free app and keep in touch.
At Hello Hollywood, we bring you the best in entertainment, fashion, movies, hit music, gossip, and live from the red carpet reporting. Hello Hollywood is your new choice.
Hello Hollywood.
Hollywood news, Hollywood gossip, upcoming movies, top 10 music, hot news from Hollywood. We have a special report from special events, red carpets, fashion, parties from the heart of Hollywood in Hello Hollywood.
To sponsor this show or for advertising inquiries, call 310-738-7309.
Hello Hollywood.
Hello Hollywood Productions. 310-738-7309.
A healthy mind requires balance, and balancing the wheel is your guide to finding more happiness, healthier lifestyle and a successful practice in whatever you do. I'm Dr. Daniel Sadiq, author of Balancing the Wheel, and you can find it on Amazon under balancingthewheel.com/book or in the Audibles in audiobooks.com.